What up? Welcome to the Sesh. The Sesh.
What's going down? What's good? What's good?
You know, your regular folks. Neff.
Mr. Butterstuff.
Here to kick off another week about fantastic sports, man, on the Sesh. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? How everybody doing today? You had a good weekend?
I've been good, man. I've been good. No, man, I've been good.
Your weekend was good? His weekend was not good. Where y'all want to get started at, man? You want to get started with the top five? You kind of want to just
keep it normal what we do.
Okay.
Keep it normal what we do.
Well, I'm gonna skip to it because I like to kind of go with what was kind of relevant. Big game of the weekend. Number one. Mm-hmm. Well, number 2 versus number 3 wasn't it going into?
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, Michigan, Columbus, Big Ten showdown. Kind of what I had expected all season long was the physicality of Michigan would prove itself. What I did not foresee happening was J.J. McCarthy throwing the ball like he did against that back end. I thought it was possible they could get 1 or 2 big plays.
No, I didn't either. I mean, I agree with you on that. I didn't either, but I mean, I'm just gonna be 100% honest as a a Buckeye fan. It was almost like I was watching, which I haven't really watched that one that much in the last couple of months, but the replay channel, you just kept games, replay games.
Yeah.
It's like watching that. It was the exact game minus plus the J.J. McCarthy factor. Right. But that was so obvious because of how they were selling out and putting everybody in the box to stop the run, which they really didn't have to do because they was kind of proving that off the top anyway in the first half. But it was just lazy coaching. Period, point blank, was lazy coaching, and there was no use of weapons and play calls. He was scared. He was reliving the same thing too. They was getting whooped the same way. They started running on him in the second half, and then that was really the same playbook down the stretch. And that
run in the second half, man, y'all got handled pretty well. This is my question. Ryan Day was highly touted coming in after Urban Meyer about being a hot coach. Do you think that he is the coach to lead the Buckeyes going forward another 10 years?
Yes, I do now because he's on the hot seat. Mm-hmm. You cannot go 2 games in a row.
Just 2 years in a row
to that team up north. Like you can't, seriously. You can't.
No, you can't.
The only reason, like, it's not really. I'm talking about it now as a fan because that's what we're doing right here.
Right.
But this is not the. I don't want everybody to think this is the call in Columbus and everything because it's not.
Right.
Because it's just a plethora of recruits that are already in stable for this season they was playing, some of them not, and the next season going beyond it, and those that are coming in. So it's still going to keep rolling, and a lot of that is because of what his team is doing. So I'll start by saying that. But 2 years in a row is 2 years in a row in Columbus. Like, that shit.
Then you got to go to the big house next year.
Good.
You got to go to the big house next year.
That's what I'm saying.
Try to get it
that
done.
Shit is not
McCarthy
good.
probably be back.
You're trying to he's really on the hot seat because he's looking at a real steep climb for next season.
Oh, yeah.
You got Michigan, which is probably going. I'll be honest. I don't see them going to the Final Four and really doing much. They're gonna probably have the same shit. Nah, maybe not this year.
Why?
Maybe not this year. This year is a lot different.
Yeah.
They can.
Nobody
because it's TCU's in there, it's USC's in there.
As long as TCU's,
it's
whoever
not
has
like this Georgia and Alabama this year.
Right. I say whoever has to face.
Let me say this real quick. Answer your question, but about Ryan Day. But yeah, he's on the hot seat now. So that's something that he hasn't really had to experience. Now he's really going to have to coach these young men up, which I think they've already kind of had, but they didn't flip the script in the second half to adjust for what they had in their scheme, get certain people out, certain people in different positions on the field to adjust to what was going on. They kept it arrogant, and that was on Jim Knowles on that side of it. And he kind of admitted it. They both got sloppy. They got lazy because they're the top gritty team. We're at home. We're supposed to be getting it done this year. And they were arrogant, and they got caught with their pants down. And that's what happened. So now they're coaching from a position, especially Ryan Day, because he done brought in a $2 million defensive coach, and we just got scorched again. So he on the hot seat now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. But the thing that's really pissing me off though is, to make a long story short, we've wasted Justin Fields, no championship.
No.
We wasted C.J. Stroud.
No championship.
We still got a shot.
Why? Who's backup?
No, I'm talking about a championship this year, or at least play for it.
Y'all out of there.
Nah.
Y'all out of there. Y'all out of there.
If
My
TCU,
opinion.
If TCU,
my
the
my
committee
opinion,
ain't gonna put us out beyond 5.
My opinion, Alabama is a better team with 2 losses than Ohio State. Yep. And this is why I said, not because of just the Michigan loss, right? And I thought about this all weekend. I said, well, damn, how telling was that Northwestern and then the game before? Those 2 back-to-back weeks, it was very underwhelming performances offensively with the talent that Ohio State puts on the field each weekend.
So how you going to equate underwhelming wins to 2 losses? Like,
how am I going to
that's the part I'm waiting to hear. Because, I mean, that's what you can't really do. And you
Alabama
brought that out
lost,
outside of the
Alabama
Michigan
lost 2 of those games on the way. You know what I mean? They were away games. They weren't home games, right? And they were playing teams with superior talent as well. Ohio State with those disappointing wins that they had, Northwestern it can't play with Ohio State on any given Saturday. When you write it down just paper-wise. That's all I'm saying.
But you talking about the game like they lost
the
game.
Then who they didn't lose the game. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it shows, those type of games show against top competition. So Alabama's games they might have lost, but they weren't getting housed. They weren't struggling with A&M, but for whatever reason, Fisher, Jimbo, he plays, you know what I'm saying? He plays the Tide really well, but I just think Ohio State isn't the team, not because of players, but more because of coaching. Ryan Day, Jim Knowles are overrated. I believe Jim Knowles benefited at Oklahoma State last year by having older players, 13 plus defenders at 3 different levels. You know what I mean? That should have been in the league or somewhere else playing professionally. But that's neither here or there. Ohio State's a different type of animal. You got to be a kind of a young, energetic, hungry.
You got a candy store. You
exactly.
Have a candy store
so you got to be young and hungry to make your name.
So,
I think Ryan Day made his name, and this is what you see with a lot of these offense I'm not high on USC. Everybody's like, oh, USC. Why do I want to see USC go in here and give up 100 points to damn Georgia?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's how I feel about Ohio State. You know what
I mean? To go, because we'll just go through this little shuffle real quick. We ain't going to talk, I'm going to fly. Yeah. Georgia is Georgia. They've been playing it kind of the same way. Michigan did what they did. Congratulations to them, by the way.
Amazing blue.
They came 2 years in a row. That's a huge statement coming from an Ohio State fan. So congrats off of his to you, because I know what y'all know what that game means. TCU, I think TCU is a scrappy team to me. I honestly don't think that they're going to be one of these teams like in the Cincinnati's, Michigan, like they were last year.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they're going to get beat up like that. I think that they play in all kinds of fashions and forms and will make a game a lot closer with anybody that's in the mix right now. SC. Let's talk about SC, because I agree with you. Their defense is just completely porous.
Let me phrase that. Before I go, let me not all the way seem like I didn't like Ryan Day and those guys, but I believe a lot of those cats just have a issue, especially those offense coordinators. Lincoln Riley and Ryan Day, those guys just only focus on offense. You know what I mean? You take your best players, you convert them to offense from defense, stuff like that. So I just think in the biggest of games, coaches like Kirby Smart, that's a little bit defensive oriented, they spend more time learning how to stop these defenses, and these offense coordinators just scheme up creative plays to look good.
Here's one thing that coaches, I've noticed 2 coaches do this at Ohio State. Urban Meyer did it, and now Ryan Day is doing it. He will play certain guys for, if not Heisman potential, draft potential.
Correct.
That's the reason why Travion Henderson, after he kept getting hurt, Dallin Hayden wasn't starting. He should have been starting the entire time. Even in this last game, he should have been starting off the rip, not having train him and all these other cats. Even though they finally got healthy and did a rotation over to offense, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things that he was doing in that game that was very fucking arrogant. He was trying to showcase people, the wrong people. He was trying to do certain things at the wrong time, and they were doing the same thing on defense. Cam Brown been getting burnt in fucking deep coverage the entire fucking year. Like, he would be right there in position, but won't turn around.
Well, I mean,
so why are we keeping but we got people that we can shift around. Burke had been playing better. Shift him and put them in those spots. When you put them, they had one fucking receiver, Bell. Yeah. That was it. We knew that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we were just talking about. Yeah. That's all those
that number one, the Anthony kid. He's highly talented. He just we're not going back. We're not going back.
It just got arrogant schemes.
We're not going back on those guys.
Arrogant schemes. But yeah, O State is O State. But like I was gonna say real quick about that whole line of a matchup, if SC or TCU loses, we're gonna be in there. I'm telling you, we're gonna be in there.
SC shouldn't be in there.
I mean, only one loss, and that's going to be
their one loss is to
argue
Utah.
You yay or nay on it. The committee is not. I don't think they're going to put a 2 loss in there at this point.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's out of there because they lost their starting quarterback.
Tennessee's done.
You know, they lost their starting quarterback, but I don't see SC standing a chance, to be honest, versus Georgia. They come in playing Georgia. Come on, Lincoln. You see what Lincoln Riley did to OU those last couple years, you know what I mean? So
well, shit,
I just think that I mean, when OU went up against Georgia in those bowl games, it wasn't much of a game. OU got late touchdowns.
I would like our chances at 4 playing Georgia opening round.
You take your chances?
What the fuck happened?
No, hell no. And why I say this, not because Georgia is just an animal, but Ryan Day, schematically, man, like Michigan, Georgia would be a slobber knocker. That's gonna be an old fashioned strap your chin strap up as tight as you can. Finna be some hitting going on. Now the players might be pissed off for Ohio State. They might want some retaliation, be out for blood, but they going after the wrong blood going up there fucking with Georgia.
That would be Michigan and what, TCU?
Yeah, now I just think Michigan might be too physical for TCU. You know what I'm saying? TCU is one of them schools, but hell, I also think TCU is one of them schools that
TCU fucking physical.
Yeah, they is, but that Big Ten is a different type of physicality. It's a different. It's big, but it's SEC up on that
smack you
on the O line D line over there. So SC, I think in like 5-6 years, SC could be a problem, but SC schedule and who they play year in and year out don't present enough challenges to me to make me believe they're going to be stiff competition versus the Clemsons. Clemson had a very disappointing weekend. Their quarterback was 8 for 29 with 99 yards, 99 passing yards.
Waxed.
It was ugly, but I know that this weekend is going to be a bunch of conference championship games. So some teams is going to have another chance to make that last little final push into the positioning. I know, big game coming up, especially for your team, will be K-State versus TCU. K-State getting another crack at it. So Utah's playing USC. I don't
see them beating them again.
I don't see Utah doing that shit twice.
That is a tall tale, especially when USC got on the line. They're going to be, Caleb Williams going to be trying to ball out.
Yeah.
So
I pray.
That's a tall tale.
I pray they get to go see Georgia because, Georgia waiting to smack somebody and shit, man. So, you know how they go. Georgia big dog. They big dogs. They big dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, that's pretty much the 10, ain't it?
Yeah, they already did that. Yeah. Houston is number 1 in men's basketball for the first time since 1983. My team, the Longhorns, ranked number 2 in the top 10 in college basketball. Some NFL news and those. The Chiefs just signed Melvin Gordon today, so we're gonna see how that goes. They just keep adding pieces to pieces. It's gonna be Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl or Chiefs Cowboys.
Melvin Gordon's trash. Let's just let's get with
because he fumbled.
He's trash.
Because he fumbled.
He's trash, man. I mean, he's just not. He's never been a consistent back.
Touché.
So I don't really understand how he's still in rotation.
Touche.
Like I'm serious.
Touché.
I don't get it.
Touché.
I don't get it. And I'm not trying to hate on the brother. Let me say this real quick. I ain't trying to hate on the brother. Get your money. For somehow you are still getting hired, and I'm here to say I support you in that. Okay. But you're trashing what you do at your craft, and I don't understand how they keep paying you.
MG, I ain't gonna hate on you like that, man. You was a decent back.
He was cold.
You're an employable player today. I understand things didn't work out for you in Denver and shit. Hold on to the ball a little bit better. Go out there, shine, prove to these people that you are an elite running back. That's what you just got to go do. But moving on from that.
Well said. Excuse me for my presentation because that was very nice. But yeah, because he is trash. Man, I'm just saying.
Nah, man. Like I like Melvin Gordon at Wisconsin. You know,
I do too. He was a great rival.
Yeah, for sure. And so, no, I ain't gonna. But I hate calling players trash because sometimes shit be happening off the field that make them struggle on the field, and it'd be a hard transition.
And that result is trash. Like it's okay to be going through shit because when in my profession when I was going through a divorce, my cooking was trash.
Okay,
I know that.
Your place just wasn't hot. Right, they was cold. Admit, they wasn't hot place. They was cold place.
We gotta stop sugarcoating shit in this goddamn air, Rashad, where you can't say nothing no more, man. Sometimes things are what they are. If your performance is not what it's supposed to be, and you are a professional, people have a right to say your shit is trash.
If you are
we sitting here talking about, we liked him in college.
Yeah,
and, he was a hard runner, quick, very good, instinctive, had great ball security. He had no problems like that. So
I just think
we didn't see.
Don't blame Denver. See, that's all I'm saying. Don't blame Denver because Denver released him because they 3-8 and they coached up. You know what I'm saying? To me, I like to keep. All right, let's get unfiltered. Denver, whoever the hell y'all's head coach is, he's ass.
Okay, now see
Period.
I was wrong for saying trash, but you can call somebody ass.
No, I'm just saying. No, I wasn't saying you wrong. I'm just saying players because sometimes we jock on the players. We call them trash, but the coaches don't put the players in the best position to fucking shine. And then we go out here and we're blasting these players because they didn't do this and do that. But you might be changing the player up from his natural style. And so I think that's a lot what's happening in Denver. This whole idea of letting Russ cook and all that shit, I'm not part of that. But they should have let Russ do a little bit more outside of bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? Denver just a pit hole for quarterbacks.
Okay, can we talk about Russ then for a hot second? Can I be just 100 on that whole situation?
Yeah, excuse me for a second though. Okay. Give me just a second.
I think that Russell Wilson is one of the next rapists of the league. I think that he kind of went to Denver, knew that his skills wasn't and his dedication and it's not what it used to be, and he is just getting a free paycheck. That's my opinion on that too. And now he's another one. I also really dug his skills. But after, what kind of happened in Seattle and how he acted, I heard, the locker room is why a couple people really detest him there too. So that's, that's a whole other story because I don't believe in speaking on people's wives and their relationship and stuff like that. Beautiful black family, I will say that. But yeah, it's another one. The skills is declined, so I'll talk about Russ.
Man, my bad. Y'all apologize. I have to take care of some shit real quick.
Rusty Russ.
Russell Wilson. See, both of them so, I ain't gonna say that overpaid. They are that. Both of them playing for $200 million. This is the problem with Russell Wilson. Sometimes as an athlete, you get too enamored with the things that you think you can do or can't do or what people saying around you. Sometimes you just got to worry about just performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is my job? And everybody says it's the Patriots way or this way, but that's just what sports is. Whatever your particular job is, you know what I'm saying? If it's just to fucking go out there and run your route at 10 yards depth and be a decoy, be the best decoy for that play, and I think a lot of guys overdo it and they want to prove something to somebody. And I think Russ is caught in a happy medium of trying to prove I'm still that guy. They gave that 252, but Denver ain't no good around him, man.
Nah, it's they got weapons ain't good in Denver.
Well, let me say that their record's no good, but they got a top ranked defense. They got weapons, you know what I mean? So it's not like Denver's just shitty. Denver's won Super Bowls. They got great history. One thing about Broncos, they're gonna keep a running back for sure. You know what I mean? If you fumble, you're gonna get up out of Denver for sure. Melvin Gordon, i.e. But
I think just certain organizations are just flat in the NFL.
What you think about your the greatest all time thrower of the football getting hurt last night?
Who that? Brady?
Rodgers.
Oh, Rodgers.
Yeah, he got hurt in the game, and maybe something to do with his ribs, but he came out and apologized to Matt LaFleur for not being able to finish the game.
Okay, I'm in pessimistic mode, I guess, tonight because I'm ready to get off in everybody.
Get in his ass.
In some degree, I guess. In some degree, and I apologize.
Get in his ass, man.
But that's that's one of the reasons why I don't be fucking with the NFL is shit like this. I ain't really happy, I ain't happy nobody get hurt. But sometimes shit be happening for shit that you do.
Right.
When you fucking greedy and you be waiting people out in the off season and shit, and your homeboys kind of waiting. This is money situations. If me and you is in business with some situation and I know you up for some big bread coming up on this next deal. This next deal is yours. We done talked about it, knew about it, it's coming. But you need my signature just for whatever the final little paperwork for it to be done. That's pretty much it. I'm on fucking vacation. I'm trying to figure some shit out real quick. I know we talked about it. I'm trying to figure, just stalling you the fuck out.
I'm gonna let it go.
Wouldn't that shit piss you off?
I'm gonna let it go for the first couple days. But after 2-3 days,
you gonna have to move around because you got another deal that's just even a little bit more paper. But you want to do this one because we people.
Yeah.
But I'm stalling you out.
I think this is too. Once again, Russell Westbrook. Athletes get too enamored with the pedestal we put them on. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's why, come full circle, Prime is that guy, man. Deion Sanders is that guy because he didn't allow y'all to put him on a pedestal that he didn't create. Prime just that guy, man. He's just that guy because, like I said, he didn't allow the pedestal to be created. He created a narrative for himself. He executed it. What you think about on kind of moving on, transitioning back to college football? Okay, go.
It started to come out about his, his people that are interested in him.
Right.
So I think that, I'm really just sold. I hope that he doesn't go anywhere. I really don't think that he will because I think that he's doing something that these people are really going to start tugging at a lot more because for that very reason, they don't want these types of things changing the college landscape. Let's see, did you see that little undercover clip, I guess? For sure. I think it was in the 80s or 90s. I think a white chancellor of a college was talking to this black college. And, the sister was holding it down, explaining, how they marketed and changed and was getting, these people to come to their college. And this white man was pissed off.
Yeah.
He was really pissed off. That's not what they expected. That's not what they ever planned on. But, they kind of wanted that shit to stop. So that's kind of where it's at.
Well, the problem was, like I said before in previous podcasts, like, subscribe, fuck with us if you like the feed, the info we give, and please do. We like all the views we get. Go ahead, you got something to say, bro?
Man, I just wanted to say the same thing, like, cause I heard the same thing on radio. Like, what more does he have? They was asking, what more does Primetime have to prove? If somebody says, I give you $1 million or $5 million, they was asking, do y'all think he would leave? And it's like keep in mind he does have money, and but if he wins the championship, what more does he have to prove? And that's like the only thing left will be pretty much the people that he promised, like the scouts, the kids is coming in and he promised, and the kids are there. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm like, if somebody calls talking about I give you $2 million and they paying you $200,000. But the only difference is Prime not hurting for no money. Yeah, that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that's why I don't ever break it down to that. I always look at it as career oriented. How far are you trying to advance in your career? Kind of going back to what he's saying. Prime stepped into a position where he wasn't supposed to succeed. Prime stepped into a position where the opportunity wasn't supposed to be greater than the Division Ones, the Florida States, the OUs, the Final Four teams, the Georgias, right? Prime stepped into all those roles, and he's elevated this so quickly, right, that you got top prospects no longer going to these massive D1 universities like they have been in the last 5. This is just on a 5-year scale, right? Because he hadn't even been there 5 years. Mm-hmm. He's only been there 2. So the shift is so damn dramatic. Mm-hmm. In 2 damn years, on a 5-year scale, they're already afraid of what's going to be transpiring. Yeah, that's crazy, right? So going back to what you're asking, you have to ask yourself, what is Deion really trying to? Is he really trying to be a coach? Because if he's trying to be a coach, of course he's going to go he's going to leave Jackson State. Maybe he goes to a bigger name black college. Maybe he goes to another smaller name black college and transforms their little infrastructure. Maybe he goes on to his alma mater and turns them around back to a national power. Maybe he goes on to the NFL. But I just think we have to sit back and allow the man, right, to figure out what his career path is. And like I was kind of saying, like maybe a week ago, like we always want to, as a community, we want our leaders and our voice of us to do certain things. And sometimes we got to allow them to blossom until they stumble. That's when we need to speak.
I believe he knows. I believe Prime is smart enough. And
I think he knows.
And he's a grown man, so I believe that he knows. I agree with you. I believe it's still evolving. We always, all of us are always evolving. Every day we blessed with, but I believe that he knows. But he the type of energy and personality that don't have to share nothing with you. He'll share when he wants to through his, with his speaking or whatever he's gonna say. But that ain't his prerogative to let everybody know what his intentions are. I think that he's really just sprinkling out the Colorado offering just to say, fucking Colorado want me to take this job. And I don't even know the context of how that came out. Right. But, it's starting to leak out because I think it's just so many. But he ain't going to tell nobody that.
Because what's going to happen is this. This is what's going to happen with Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is going to start a whole wave in the next 5 years of black coaches. Getting multiple former players. Because it's not just him. Eddie George just isn't getting the recognition. But he's doing he's having the same type of effect on his university that he's coaching in. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. And so I just think, but to me, it's a bigger question. Why aren't Eddie George and Deion Sanders a part of Florida State and Ohio State's coaching staff? Eddie George won a damn Heisman for his team. And I'm not a fan of his team, but I'm a fan of the sport. There's not too many names in the history. Archie Griffin, maybe a running back or two, a linebacker or two, maybe a defensive back, a receiver. But Archie Griffin, Eddie George, that's the cream of the crop when you talk about Ohio State football. You know what I'm saying? So for these men to even have to entertain. Kind of like a minute ago, you said that Hugh Freeze was in positioning for football head coaching job at Auburn, right? What the hell's wrong with the intern coach that you got that just had your team battle back? Cadillac Williams,
the
running back that played at Auburn. Who knows But the universities like the Auburns of the world, they have no problem. Hugh Freeze is at liberty because he led a sexual scandal for recruits. But because he's been gone 3, 4, 5 years and Liberty's back winning and it's bring the good old boy in.
You can't expect nothing else from Auburn anyway, though. Auburn as a job and organization, university, whatever you want to say about it, is trash. That's my word for the day too. I told you I'm on some pessimistic shit.
He said
I'm gonna get off of everybody's shit. Because you're right, that's a bullshit hire.
Yeah, it is.
You're most honestly correct. And Cadillac coming off a big win to kind of cap the season.
No, they lost. They almost they was getting blown out. Alabama didn't score the second half. Right. They made it a 5. It was maybe 14 to a 7-point win. So it's not even the fact that they lost the game. It's the fact that they got down big and they fought back hard for that coach. Yep. They played for you to hire that damn coach.
And then y'all go and bring
around and bring in a good old boy. Now watch what your team do next year when they quit again on this white man, and then you bring in another former player who it's going to be Ronnie Brown.
It's going to be some more shit.
You're going to call Cam Newton up.
Auburn going to have some more scandals again.
So it just, some people don't change their ways. They know one way to win. You know what I'm saying?
And Auburn is cheat university. They love them motherfuckers as a grind.
Hugh Freeze isn't a bad coach. You know what I mean? I'm sure he knows.
He's gonna bring in recruits. They're gonna be playing some ball, but watch, they're gonna get to the point where they're gonna be pretty decent, and then that shit gonna start popping out. Watch, some girl gonna get raped or something. It's gonna be off the hook again.
I hope all these coaches understand that you can't do that shit right now. And I hope these younger athletes gotta understand that shit. Sometimes these relationships ain't all what they seem to be in the beginning or the end. But, as we say all that, kind of transitioning again, because as an athlete, you got to be careful of the sides that we don't choose. i.e., once again, kind of referencing Brittany Griner. She's been moved from a different prison. People's losing contact with her. They don't know what's up. Harsher conditions.
Free Brittany, man.
Fuck free Brittany, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And I don't mean.
Let me just say this, and I agree with you.
I said that they sound negative, because I don't mean it, and that's why I just want to go. Because it's not fuck free Brittany. It's stop enslaving people that don't need to be enslaved.
I say that because it's just fucked up for her to be where she is. Go for her, and let's just say mentally, just for her sake in this situation.
Physically.
What's going on? It's fucked up to be from that status going to get your bread coming to play, and you are in fucking prison way out in the middle of fucking Russia. Like how that dynamic, it ain't go fast, but how that dynamic is now what it is. Like that's a fucked up situation.
Man, the idea
she chose to do that shit in the most volatile of times.
She did,
and that's greedy. Your greed got you.
It did,
and you forgot that you were enough of a fucking public figure for the U.S. that you got used as a pawn.
I feel like on that aspect, it wasn't greed per se, because it's like as big as Russia is, that's like the United States fighting Colorado and losing. You know what I'm saying? So Russia is so big. It's kind of like when we had our war here, our war against Afghanistan. Our basketball still continued. So what I'm saying, so you would assume that Russian basketball would still continue because it's such a big country. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't have been no really disturbance in what was going on. So for her to try to go over there and get it back, I kind of understand what she was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if a foreigner came over here to play basketball
that shit don't
during
happen.
the war.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
because ain't like the war was on Russian soil.
You don't be at war. You're concerned about people doing shit.
Check this out. You don't see a whole lot of Asian players in the NBA, do you?
No.
You don't see a whole lot of Asian players in the NFL, do you? And it's not because they're not great Asian players out there in both sports. Baseball, you see a lot in baseball because baseball don't have no killer. All they got is green, nigga. You can swing the bat, throw the ball. We'll come pay you. We'll come get you from across your water. See, American football and basketball is part of that government. They take political stands. They side with the U.S. government with a lot of different occasions. 9/11, that was a big money gift for the U.S. and football. Football shut down for like a week and a half in the U.S. Then the Jets popped up. On some 9/11 with the FDA, man, let me give me shut up, Rashad. Y'all are spirited. Y'all had y'all's fandom, and it's important that you have sports because sports can bring people together. If anything, we need harmony. We don't need divisiveness. That's it. That's why I'm shutting up because I don't want to spread divisiveness out there.
Sports has always been a unifier. That's why we sitting here talking about it. It's bringing us all together here at Sesh, but it's always been a unifier. But some of the problems of it is right now, for what I'm seeing, as I guess coming into an old man, is it's just too much bread, and it's just not played or regulated or done. It's not. I mean, that's really honestly why I stopped watching the NFL. It's why I'm getting ready to start watching the NBA. Like it's just too much bullshit that my eyes are open to that I don't really just care to be sitting there watching and acting like this shit ain't going down because motherfucking dunk a ball, throw it 60 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like it's to that point for me. You know what I'm saying? So because there's too much going on in the world that's important.
But anyway, it's a double-edged sword.
That's me being an old man.
It's a double-edged sword, though. And that's why
people don't give a shit about that.
Well, they don't, but they do when it's only us, when we're committing the acts. Johnny Manziel was fucking famous while he was in college and being a jackass. Baker Mayfield was famously known for being a jackass in college. Jameis Winston got his ass suspended for stealing some crab legs. So you got to be careful of what you're saying. And so these conversations are important because it's not that us people of color are asking for complete equal society. We just saying be fair in the fairest of moments. Don't turn a blind eye when you've allowed everything else to go when it's us. You know what I'm saying? That's all we saying. All we saying is...
And I'm make sure people understand what I said too. My niggas, I want equality.
He said, I want equality.
I don't want less than what nobody else wants. And that's kind of my thing. Like I'm done with that type of shit.
No, I don't want equality. I don't want to grab on no woman and make her feel no type of way. I don't want to do any vile acts versus anybody. The equality that I want to be treated equally. I want you to shake my hand. I want you to look me in my eye. I want you to hold the door open for me when me and my family come through, because I'll do it for you and your family.
Yin and the yang. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people, there's 610, 15, 20 down mass shootings in this damn country. I don't know what people think equality is, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what think parity is, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So for me, those are the things that I need to be equal. I need to know that my son can walk, my daughter can walk from one block to the next block, playing with any kid, any sport, anything they want, as long as they're not harming anyone or any animal. For that matter, kill all the flies you damn see. You know what I'm saying? It should be no problems, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we were talking about equality and kind of in sports and stuff like that.
But well, I'm just saying because it trickles. It trickles. You know what I'm saying? We're not professional athletes, but these kids mimic it at the lowest of levels, right? And so you won't get equality at the youngest levels if you won't get it at the highest levels. Before these kids are famous and on our screen and we know their name, they was in somebody's local recreational gym, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's parent. That's why I tried to not attend my son's basketball game. Being the refs, I always get into it. I'm like, ref, why are you paying so much attention to what I'm saying over here on the sideline than these goddamn 9-year-olds that slapping the shit out of my son? I'm telling my son to throw bows. The hell? You letting him get beat up. But once again, you know what I'm saying? We're asking for too much. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. Like, I guess I got to shut up because they're going to kick me out the game because I want too much equality for my child. So, with that all being said, treat people equally, man. And that's the end of this here Sports Sesh. Like, subscribe, fuck with us. You know who it is, your boy Neff.
Mr. Butterstuff, as always.
Be thankful, be jolly. Smoke some, bitch.